All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Desert Diamond by Sports Dom, the channel where all your Arizona Diamondbacks and MLB, but mostly Arizona Diamondbacks content comes from right here. And I am Sports Dom, your host. So, this is my Arizona Diamondbacks at Seattle Mariners post game recap, spring training game 3. So the Arizona Diamondbacks fall 11-5 to the Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners improved to 1-2 on spring training. The Arizona Diamondbacks fall to 0-3. And let's get into this right now. We're going to recap this. A couple things I did like what I saw today. I'm liking the spring that Tim Tawa is having. Like I said, he's one of the guys I'm hoping makes this roster. Um, I really want him to make the roster. Garrett Hampson, though, I think is going to get that final bench spot. But I really want to see Tim Tawa um, get this. So the Arizona Diamondbacks scored one in the second, two in the eighth, two in the ninth for 5 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. The Seattle Mariners scored 6 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the eighth for 11 runs, 17 hits, and 1 error. So, Gabriel Moreno had 3 at bats. He had no runs, no hits, no RBIs, no walks, no strikeouts. He has a .000 average and a .000 OPS. So, a big nothing. And Serta, he had 1 at bat. He had 1 run, no hits, no RBIs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, a .000 average, and a .500 OPS. Alec Thomas had 2 at bats. He had no runs, no hits, no RBIs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, a .200 average, and a .533 OPS. And Tim Tawa had 2 at bats. He had 1 run, 1 hit, 1 RBI, no walks, no strikeouts, a .500 average, and a 1.250 OPS. So I'm liking the spring that Tim Tawa is having. And we got to see Randall Grichuk today, who they re-signed not too long ago. He had 2 at-bats. He had no runs, 1 hit, no RBIs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, a .250 average, and a .650 OPS. So not a bad game for Randall Grichuk, his first spring training game. And English, I think it's Tristan English. He had 1 at bat. He had 1 run, 1 hit, no RBIs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, a .750 average, and a 1.550 OPS. So, I like the spring he's having as well. Josh Naylor had 3 at bats. He had no runs, 2 hits, no RBIs, no walks, no strikeouts, a .400 average, and a 1,000 OPS. So, Josh Naylor. Graham had 2 at bats. He had 1 run, 1 hit, no RBIs, no walks, no strikeouts, a .500 average, and a 1.500 OPS. Jake McCarthy in his first spring training game had 3 at bats. He had 1 run, 1 hit, no RBIs, no walks, 1 strikeout, a .167 average, and a .500 OPS. Conticello had 1 at bat. He had no runs, 1 hit, 1 RBI, 1 walk, no strikeouts, a 1,000 average, and a 2,000 OPS. Geraldo Perdomo had 3 at bats. He had no runs, no hits, no RBIs, no walks, 1 strikeout, a .200 average, and a .600 OPS. Hurley had 1 at bat. He had no runs, 1 hit, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, a 1,000 average, and a 2,000 OPS. So a very good game for him. Del Castillo had 3 at bats. He had no runs, no hits, no RBIs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, a .000 average, and a .000 OPS. Chrysantis, he had 2 at bats. He had no runs, no hits, no RBIs, no walks, 1 strikeout, a .000 average, and a .000 OPS. Ildemaro Vargas, who they brought back. And I really like Ildemaro Vargas. I hope he makes the squad. I really do. He's one of the ones that I liked when he was here the first time. Ildemaro Vargas had 3 at-bats. He had no runs, 1 hit, 1 RBI, no walks, no strikeouts, a .333 average, and a 1.166 OPS. So, good game out of Ildemaro Vargas. Groover had 1 at-bat. He had no runs, no hits, no RBIs, no walks, 1 strikeout, a .000 average, and a .000 OPS. Kessinger had 3 at-bats. He had no runs, no hits, no RBIs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, a .200 average, and a .400 OPS. Weber had 1 at-bat. He had no runs, no hits, no RBIs, no walks, no strikeouts, a .000 average, and a .000 OPS. So the Arizona Diamondbacks had 37 at-bats. They had 5 runs, 10 hits, 5 RBIs, 6 walks, 10 strikeouts. Tommy Henry, who started this game, he took the loss. He went 1 1/3, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, no home runs, and has a 27.00 ERA. So Tommy Henry, that's not good. That's why they took him out of the rotation the first time, because he was getting lit up like a light bulb. Baker went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, no home runs, and has a 27.00 OPS. Scott McGough went 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, no home runs, and has a 18.00 OPS. Sosa went 1 inning, allowed no hits, no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, no home runs, and has a 0.00 ERA. Ray went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, no walks, 1 strikeout, no home runs, and has a 9.00 ERA. Jay Sting went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no walks, 1 strikeout, no home runs, and has a 0.00 ERA. Murillo went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, no home runs, and has a 0.00 ERA. Barnes went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, no earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts, no home runs, and has a 0.00 ERA. So the Arizona Diamondbacks pitching went 8 innings, allowed 17 hits, 11 runs, 9 earned runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and no home runs. So, not good for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Dominic Canzone, the former Diamondbacks, had a pretty good game for the Seattle Mariners. He went to Seattle as part of that Paul Sewald trade a couple years ago. So Canzone had 3 at-bats. He had 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 RBI, no walks, no strikeouts, a .400 average, and a 1,000 OPS. So it was nice to see him, get some hits. I knew he was going to be good, but the Diamondbacks, they had to give something to get Paul Sewald. Bliss, he went, I think he's the former Diamondback too. He had 2 at-bats. He had 1 run, 1 hit, 1 RBI, no walks, 1 strikeout, a .250 average, and a .750 OPS. So, almost every single Mariner got a hit in this game at least. So the Seattle Mariners had 38 at-bats. They had 11 hits, 11 runs, 17 hits, 11 RBIs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. And that was it for the Seattle Mariners. So Wayne Scott gets the win. He's 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA. Tommy Henry gets the loss. He's 0-1 with a 27.00 ERA. and the Arizona Diamondbacks are 0-3 in spring training, and they will take on the Cleveland Guardians later today in the fourth game of spring training. And it'll be Cantillo on the mound for the Cleveland Guardians, and Zach Gallen will be on the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks. We got to get Gallen some runs early and often and get Zach Gallen this win, and get our first win of spring training. And I would love to see Josh Naylor, bash a home run against his former team, Will we see Slade Ciccone at some point in this game for Cleveland? I don't know, but he came over, or was the piece that went to Cleveland in the Josh Naylor trade, along with a competitive round B draft pick. So, but it will be Zach Gallen on the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Cleveland Guardians. So we get our first look at Zach Gallen in the spring training. And then on Tuesday against Chicago, I don't think they have the pitching. It'll be Tyon on the mound for Chicago, and they don't have our pitcher yet because we don't know who that will be. But we're 0-3 in spring training. We got to get our first win of spring training. We got to beat the Cleveland Guardians. Then we go to Chicago to take on the Cubbies at Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona. That's their spring training facility. And then we host the Milwaukee Bucks at Milwaukee Brewers at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick in Scottsdale, Arizona. So we still got a lot of spring training left to go, but on March 27th, it is the real deal. Our first series of the season. We open the season up at home at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona against the Chicago Cubs. Then we're at the New York Yankees, at the Washington Nationals, home against the Baltimore Orioles before we get a day off. So I'm hoping to have a playoff season. We went to the World Series in 2023, missed the playoffs altogether in 2024, and I'm looking to remake the playoffs in 2025. We're 0-3 right now, but it is spring training. No time to panic. Let's get Zach Gallen this win, though, in spring training, and let's get our first win of spring training against the Cleveland Guardians. So guys, comment in the comment section below on what you think. And as always, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss a video. And as always, go Diamondbacks. Stay tuned for my Cleveland Guardians at Arizona Diamondbacks spring training game 4 for Arizona. And as always, comment, like, subscribe. Go Diamondbacks. And once again, I want to thank you for being a part of this channel, Desert Diamond by Sports Dom.